are the people that inspire you the most?
My family. It's just they've been there since day one, and they're really the ones. They've been my rock, and they've been.
It's so easy to fall in love. Sometimes I wish that
This is my attempt to address it. It's come to my attention many times.
Exposed. Oprah is destroyed by Eala's mother Liv, along with Sabalenka's startlingly racist attack, and no one knew about the miracle baby. About? What's happening with everyone? Greetings returning to the Champions Tennis. And whoa, do we have a completely crazy episode for you right now. If you believed that tennis was merely about volleys, serves, and trophies, you're going to lose your mind. Totally blown away. We are diving headfirst. Initially into a maelstrom of scandal, racism, heroism, and celebrity feuds that has the whole world of sports conversing. We are discussing secrets. A nuclear confrontation and medical miracles with one of the strongest women on the earth, as well as a racial breakdown that's endangering the career of a top player profession. This kind of drama is what not only destroys the internet, it breaks it into a million pieces. Prior to the complete chaos, I need you to do something for me. Strike that subscribe button now. Champions Tennis is, in fact, your front row seat to the narratives that the mainstream media is afraid to intervene. We're not here to read your dull press releases. Our purpose is to reveal what's actually taking place behind the locker room doors, behind the grins, and behind the meticulously constructed public personas. Activate those alerts since you don't wish to miss the upcoming events. Have faith after today's episode, you'll comprehend the reasons behind this channel's explosion. In expansion. Okay, fasten your seatbelt. We've received 4 shocking tales that will take you on the most adventurous journey of your life. From tears in a small Italian town to a full-scale conflict with Oprah Winfrey herself, and lastly to Aina Sabalenka's moment of commitment, what could be considered career suicide. Come on, let's jump straight in. So, let's begin with that will re-establish your trust in humanity. Since we really need it following the insanity we're going to discover later. For several months or even years, some have claimed that Eala is robotic, cold, and calculated. They've depicted her as a machine that only is concerned with prizes and rankings. She has been criticized for being aloof, saying she doesn't have the kindness and character of other famous tennis players. However, what recently happened away from San Candido? Italy has fully destroyed that story and exposed a side of Eala that she yearned to attempted to remain undetectable. Imagine this. San Candido is a tiny charming town tucked away in the Italian Alps. It's the type of location where everyone is acquainted with everyone, and life moves slowly, and where families remain through good times and bad. However, this quiet town was home to a family. Through pure hell. Their youthful child, a bright-eyed child who ought to have been laughing and having fun in the snow, was instead engaged in combat with friends for their existence. The child had received a diagnosis with an uncommon and severe medical condition that needed to be addressed right away, specialized surgery. Without it, medical professionals gave the child only a few months to live. The issue, the surgery was extremely costly. We're discussing tens of thousands of dollars that a working-class family just didn't. They made every effort. They started crowdfunding initiatives across all platforms conceivable. They made contact with local organizations and charities. Family members sold their belongings. Neighbors gave what little they could. However, the clock was running out and they were nowhere to be found. Near the required quantity. The medical facility was firm but sympathetic. No money, no surgery. The parents had to deal with the unimaginable reality that they could to witness their child's demise just because they had no money to save them. Next, on what appeared to be just another day of hopelessness, a miracle occurred. The billing of the hospital department got a wire overnight. Transfer that paid for the full cost of the procedure. Each and every aroma, the family was informed that the process could proceed right away. They were ecstatic and shedding tears of relief and appreciation, but they didn't know who it was their angel of protection. The giver had insisted on being comprehensive. Anonymity. No publicity, no names, no credit at all. The family made an effort fervently to discover who had saved their child's existence. They inquired about the hospital administrators, physicians, nurses, or anybody else who knows. However, everyone had been vowed to keep all information confidential. The sole hint was a brief handwritten message affixed to the file for payment. It just said, "True. Winning games does not equate to victory, but reviving hope." Enigmatic, poetic, and profoundly moving. For several weeks, the identity of this unidentified benefactor persisted unknown. The procedure proceeded and was a total triumph. The youngster got better, gorgeously, and returned home shortly after. Like everyone else, having fun in the snow child. Everything went back to normal for the family, but it's unclear who saved they were haunted by their child. They desired to thank them for expressing their thankfulness, to inform them of their meant to be generous. At last, the truth was revealed. Out in the most surprising manner. A late one evening, a nurse who had been engaged in organizing administrative paperwork, the billing records. She discovered a document that was concealed in the system, which had been neglected in the haste to comprehend the payment. This document contained a signature. The nurse was unaware of the name initially, but when she told a younger coworker about it, the response came right away. The younger, a tennis enthusiast nurse, almost dropped what she was clutching. The name on that Alexandrum Go Eala was the document. The disclosure sent shockwaves through the tiny town. Why would a rising someone who is a global tennis star, who is exploring the globe and competing at the top levels, covertly finance a procedure that could save their lives for a stranger in a small town in Italy? It's made no sense in terms of public relations. There were no press or cameras. Releases, no posts about her on Instagram generosity. She had done this out of pure, since it was the proper course of action. When news eventually made its way to the media, reporters made an instant attempt to obtain a statement from Eala's group. Was this a publicity gimmick that unintentionally exposed? Was there a tax write-off? A few what sort of image restoration? The Eala's camp remained silent in response. Total, respectful silence. No interviews, no justifications, no attempts to profit from the narrative. Eala Alex refused to talk about it at all. She didn't desire recognition. She was not looking for compliments. She had done it in order to assist a child, and she was able to supply it. However, this is where the narrative becomes even more sentimental. When the family eventually discovered the identity of their angel, they determined that they needed to take action to convey their appreciation. They were unable to return the funds. They were without it. They were unable to provide her with a present that would correspond to what she had given them. Nothing could. Rather, they took action. Straightforward and incredibly moving. They went to the next tournament held by Eala, purchased tickets, then sat in silence in the stands. They carried a tiny handmade sign with the words "San Candido loves you." Those present as witnesses that day, what transpired next brought their eyes were filled with tears. When Eala entered the court to warm up, she looked at the athletes in the crowd. Frequently do. Then she noticed them. The household was present, the child was well, and holding that sign and grinning. Eala, who is renowned for her icy game face and laser focus, she came to a complete stop. For a few seconds, she remained motionless. There, gazing at them. Next, those who were close enough to claim to have seen her. Before writing, wipe away a tear. Herself and starting to warm up routine. A few people captured that moment. Since then, fortunate fans on their phones have gone viral. In a message that has recently been distributed millions of times throughout, Riza sent a message on all social media platforms. Direct public reaction to Oprah Winfrey that made the internet completely trembling. It began with a pair of words that nobody ever says to Oprah: "Shut up." Riza went on, "You have no authority to compel my daughter to anything. If you keep up this assault, it was audacious. I'll see you in court." It was ferocious. And it was precisely what this is how a mother defends her child. It was an obvious message. Avoid coming for my daughter, or you'll be sorry. The response came right away. The internet split up into camps. Riz's team and Team Oprah's hashtags were popular all over the world. In a matter of hours, some were taken aback. that anyone would be brave enough to talk to Oprah in that manner. Others were supporting Riza, declaring that it was time for someone to stand up to the elite of the media. However, the drama was far from finished. Actually, it was just beginning. According to several sources who worked behind the scenes at Oprah's studio, Winfrey was enraged at being told to stop talking. She is accustomed to individuals bowing down to her, not testing her. According to insiders, Oprah was heard saying something that was subsequently leaked to the media. Her in reaction to Riz's message, a stupid old lady, just like her daughter. It was an offensive, callous insult that demonstrated how seriously Oprah had the Eala family was undervalued. That the match that ignited the fuse was insult. In a matter of hours, Alexa broke her quiet. Thus far, Alex had avoided it, allowing her mother to manage the circumstance. However, following Oprah's "Alex, your stupid old lady" comment was leaked, decided it was time to talk. Additionally, when she didn't hold back when she did, she shared a picture of both her mother and herself, grinning, both radiating and unconcerned power. "I play for" was the caption. "My family, my nation, and myself. Respect talk show hosts and don't play for them. Is earned rather than demanded." The post went nuclear. In just 1 hour, it had more than a million likes. Comments poured in from supporters, other athletes, and even celebrities endorse Riza and Alex. It served as a masterclass in shutting down a bully without becoming like them. Alex demonstrated that you don't require a conversation, show, or a media conglomerate to have a strong voice. Occasionally, the reality is sufficient. Legal professionals have now begun speculating as to whether Riza has reasons to file a defamation lawsuit against Oprah or harassment. Some claim it's a compelling case, particularly if Oprah's remarks can be demonstrated to have harmed Alex's reputation or brought about emotional pain. Some say it would be a challenging fight against someone with the resources of Oprah. Either in any case, this conflict is far from resolved, and we'll be observing each and every growth. Okay, let's take a break from the chaos and have a conversation about something that is unadulterated and pure glory and pride. Because even though the media wars continue and Eala is out there, establishing her legacy and creating history, being among the best athletes that the Philippines has ever produced. It's a huge announcement that was just released. Eala has been formally designated as one of the representatives of the 2025 Southeast Asian Games in the Philippines Games in Bangkok, Thailand. She will be sharing this amazing privilege with Brian Begunas, is a volleyball superstar. For those who are unaware, being selected as being a flag bearer is one of the greatest honors an athlete may be awarded. It indicates that you're not merely playing your sport. You're representing your country as a whole. Imagine the scene. The inaugural event in Bangkok, one of the liveliest and vibrant cities in Southeast Asia. The stadium filled with thousands of yelling supporters. The music, the lights, the pageant. And they are in charge of the whole delegation from the Philippines. Walking Alex is holding the flag high. It's a moment that will go down in history. Every young Filipino athlete's moment will observe and consider, that might be me one day. However, Alex isn't merely displaying up to smile and wave the flag for the cameras. She's coming to rule and to get ready for the SEA Games. She has been working harder than the majority of athletes can only imagine. This is where things start to incredibly fascinating. Just prior to leaving, Eala was seen in Mallorca on her way to Bangkok, Spain. Mallorca is now more than just a lovely place to go on vacation. It's the location of the Rafa Nadal Academy, the best tennis instruction facilities worldwide. Okay, now we reach the narrative that has truly stunned the tennis community to its center. If you believed that the Oprah feud was rude, what I'm going to tell you is on a completely different level. This includes accusations of racism, a press conference that got out of hand, and a devastating return that it may have recently ended a career. Everything occurred following a high-stakes game where tensions were already very high. Elevated. A Sabalenka, the formidable Belarus, renowned for her violent playing manner and fiery disposition, had just experienced a frustrating defeat. The press conference following the game was planned to be standard. Some inquiries regarding strategy, some analysis of the game, after which everyone moves on. However, it was obvious that Sabalenka was wrong. Headspace. Reporters were inquiring challenging but reasonable inquiries about her unintentional mistakes, and the reasons behind her strategy appeared to crumble. Eala Alex, who had simply played a composed, strategic, and almost perfect match, was seated close by awaiting her opportunity to speak. At that point, everything went awry. Sabalenka, who was obviously upset and fighting to keep her annoyance in check, snapped out of nowhere. Additionally, rather than focusing her rage on the reporters or even at herself, she made it straight at Alexa. What took place after that is something that witnesses continue to difficult to comprehend. As stated by numerous individuals present in the room, Sabalenka became insane with rage and threw a racist taunt straight at the champion from the Philippines. The expression that was captured on microphones, the statement that is currently playing repeatedly across this was sports media. "You are simply this foolish Asian girl." The space went utterly quiet. A pin could be heard. Drop. Cameras began to flash erratically. Officials exchanged shocked glances. And fear. Reporters sat motionless, not certain if they had truly just heard what they believed to be heard. In 2025, for an elite professional athlete to use of such overtly racist language it was nearly incomprehensible, but it did occur. It was genuine. And everyone was anticipating observe Eala's reaction. Does she cry? Would she bolt out? Would she collapse under the pressure of such abhorrent personal assault? Eala took no action of those items. Rather, she just sat there, utterly serene, composed, and devastating clapbacks throughout sports history. 8 phrases. It only required that. My racket speaks louder than your ignorance, Orina. The line struck like a goods train. Take a train. Sabalenka's face turned white. The reporters let out a gasp. The internet exploded right away. It was sophisticated. It was keen. It was also completely deadly. Alex didn't have to yell or swear. I just wanted to remind everyone that room who was the true victor. However, Alex wasn't finished. Sadly, she was only beginning to begin. Because the subsequent events were even more startling. Eala let out a shocking revelation regarding Sabalenka's past that nobody anticipated it. Calmly, without Alex, raised her voice and made reference to an event from their younger years. Clearly, Sabalenka had wished to remain buried indefinitely. She reminded everyone, including Sabalenka, of a period when Sabalenka was almost prohibited from participating in a junior competition for intimidating younger players. As stated by Alex, the incident was covered up by strong sponsors who were unwilling to investment damaged. Would you like me to tell them about 2018? Alex inquired quietly, her tone steady and steadfast. Or ought we to adhere to tennis? The color was totally gone from the face of Sabalenka. She remained silent. One more word. She picked up her bag and got up. Rushed out of the press after getting up. Conference without responding to a single another query. Alex reclined, took a casual drink of water, and observed the reporters were taken aback. Next query, please. It was a masterclass, a true masterclass in dealing with hate with honor, wisdom, and devastating accuracy. Sabalenka attempted to destroy her by using racism. And rather, she was exposed, humiliated, and completely destroyed by a player who is demonstrating